Hello everyone and welcome back to my crafting world. My name is Anna. Today we are going to make this really fast, simple, cute picture flip. It is a picture frame photo flip. So what this does is you put pages on there and it has room for photos and you can flip them and yeah, that's exactly how it's going to be. So let me show you what I have done to make this little picture frame photo flip. Okay guys, I have drilled my hole and I didn't use a very large bit. I used the 1/8 drill bit. So it was really simple to do. It went really easy. It went through the plastic really easy with a minimal amount of pressure. So now let me go ahead and remove this. So we will not be needing that. Let me take the plastic off of the frame itself. There we go. Oh my goodness, that came out nice. Okay, now I'm going to clean this up and see how well those holes, it's so hard to see. See how well those holes came out? I mean, and I hardly put any, it's so hard to see. I hardly put any pressure on there. Because I didn't want to break the frame because, you know, it is plastic. So I think I got them pretty even, and my ring binder, or the binder rings, fit good. And I don't think that, yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness, that's gonna work out just fine. Okay, so let me clean up my little frame here. And I forgot to mention that the rings that I'm going to be using are these small rings, and I did get these. I don't remember where I got these, but these are the small rings because it is a smaller photo frame. So I will be using 2 of these, and I don't think I'm going to paint them. I think I'm going to leave them this silver color. Of course, you can get bigger rings if you want to put more sheets in it, or just use the small rings. Mine is not going to have a lot of sheets in it, so I'm going to just use these smaller ones. Okay, so the paper that I am using is the bird waltz, and it is so hard to just choose one pattern that is going to show on the front of the frame. But ultimately, I decided this is the paper, this is the page that I'm going to use for the front of the picture frame, but I just don't know what side to use. They're both gorgeous, but I think I'm going to use this side. So I'm going to cut this one at 5 by 7. Okay, and the reason that I left the paper on there is that when I do make the pages that are going to flip, I'll know exactly where to make the holes on the actual you know, flip pages. So let me cut this down to 5 by 7, and I will show you how we're going to put it in. We're going to adhere that down, and let me cut this. Guys, this is 5 by 7, and it is from the bird waltz, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. And I know I can use this to measure the holes, but I want to, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and do that. Let me get my hole punch. So I am going to mark my holes here. Make sure my paper is lined up. You can do it this way, or you can actually put it in your picture frame and mark your holes that way. And it looks like it's pretty, yep, right on the money. I am going to actually make the holes with the hole punch, because that way when we're flipping pages and whatnot, this paper will not get damaged. And I am going to go right in the center here, punch that hole out, punch that hole out. Okay, so now I need to make sure that my paper is adhered onto this so it doesn't keep slipping in and out. Okay, there we go. I don't want it slipping in and out, so I'm going to get some double-sided tape, and I'm going to get the 1/8 of an inch tape, and I am going to put it here along the bottom. And then I'm going to put some on the top as well. And we just need to make sure that we get that burnish down pretty good so that it doesn't come up in any way. And yes, you probably will be able to see a little bit of that adhesive because I mean it's plastic. Okay, so what I am going to do is remove the top first. Just remove it all the way and put that in there. And line it up. Make sure that my edges are nice and straight to where. Okay, now what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, so let's push that down to where it, see, it is burnishing that down. So let it, you know, just grab something straight and burnish that down so that your tape stays down. I mean, the frame has a little flexibility on there, but you don't want to bend it to where it's going to break from the top. So there we go, that looks good. Now I am going to remove the tape from the bottom. Push that down, and that we can burnish with our bone folder. There we go. Oh, that's looking pretty already. Look at that, guys. Oh, that looks pretty. Now what we are going to do is cut. We need to determine what size pages we want for this. I have decided I am going to do 4 1/4 wide by 5 inches long. So let me get, I think I'm going to cut it in a pink color, and I'm not doing very many of them. I'm just going to do maybe 5. I'll see what it looks like with 5 of them, and then we will and then I'll mat them. So let me cut my solid cardstock at 4 1/4 by 5, and then I will cut my paper, that my print, you know, my pattern paper, to mat them. I have cut 4 of the 4 1/4 by 5, but I have only cut 3 mats that are going on there that are 4 by 4 3/4, and that's because I didn't have enough paper. And yeah, so I'm probably going to do something different with the last page if I feel it needs to go on there. So this is the page that's on this is the side that's on the front. So I am going to use the back side on each one of these this way, and I'm just going to glue those down. Okay, guys, I have glued down my panels to the fronts of my little cards here, and this is the last one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, or whether I'm going to use it or not. So I always do at least 3 because I have 3 grandkids, and I like to put you know, I like to select a spot for each one of my grandkids. So the next thing I did was I took that little sheet that was in front of the 5 by 7, and I cut it down to the same size as my cards that I'm going to use, and that is what I'm going to use as a template for my holes. So I will go ahead and mark my holes on here, and I know that is where I am going to you know, punch my holes in. So I am going to use the crocodile for that one, and I'm going to use the 3/16 of an inch hole. So let me get a little closer here. Let me move this out of the way. Remove my trash, and I want to make sure that my and I'm going to do all of them at the same time because I want my holes in the exact same spot. So there's that one, and here is this one. Okay, so there's this one. And without moving it, I'm going to do the next one. All right, so there are my holes for all three, and these are the ones that are going to line up, hopefully. Yes, they are going to line up right here. We're going to do some decorating here at the bottom. And of course I am going to go ahead and punch a hole in this one because I may still use it. I'm not still at this point not sure whether I will use it or not, but I am going to go ahead and punch a hole in this one. It was an afterthought, otherwise I would have done it with the other ones. Okay, so there's that, and I lined up pretty good. Okay, so excuse me, here is my ring binder, or binder ring, and there goes that one, and then this one, and we are going to hold those binders, those ring binders, together with something here. Okay, so that in itself is okay, but I want my ring binders to stand up this way. Okay, so I am going to take a pipe cleaner and I am going to secure both of them together on the back with the pipe cleaner, and I'll see what that looks like. Okay, I've gotten a pipe cleaner and I've just folded it in half. I am going to just put it in there like that. I'm going to stand one up. Let me do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. I am going to stand this one up straight, and I'm going to wrap the pipe cleaner around that, and then I'm going to wrap the pipe cleaner, or you know, that little tail around this pipe, you know, the piece going long ways. And then I'm going to put this into the next one, make sure that they are straight. And I'm going to wrap this pipe cleaner around the bottom of the ring, and I am going to twist that one in place, but I want to do it from the base, and it can be a little tricky, but it's totally doable. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of glue and glue this pipe cleaner down to where my rings are gonna stay up. I want this back piece down like that. So once I glue that pipe cleaner down, these are going to stay up this way. Okay, so my hot glue gun is off, of course. So my glue gun is nice and hot now. So what I'm going to do is put a bead of glue going across there to hold this down, to hold my rings up a little bit. Let me get my silicone spatula tool. So let me bring you in a little bit and show you where I'm placing the glue. So I am placing the glue right under this pipe cleaner. I'm going to push it down. I thought I was going to need my little tool, but no. So there we are. I'll let that cool down. But I am also going to put a little bit right here to make sure that that part stays down. First of all, let me turn this. Touch it, but you just got to be kind of careful when you put your glue down so it doesn't get all over everything. I'm going to do the same on this side. Bring my straight. There we go, guys. We have a little bit of movement, and that's okay. I just wanted them to stand up. Let me zoom you back out. Okay, so we do have a little bit of movement, but I wanted these to stand up this way. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is take these back out. I am going to place an eyelet on each side so that my paper will last that much longer, my little mats here. All right, so I have put the eyelets in my little picture frame thingies on my little pages. So I am going to put these back in here. Okay, so I didn't like the way it was sitting with the eyelets in the holes. So rather than waste the mats that I had already made, I just cut off maybe a 1/4 of an inch on the top, just up to where the eyelets were, and I went ahead and punched more holes and put it in here that way. I plan to decorate the pages a little bit. I mean, not with a whole, bulky embellishments. The bottom I will be decorating, and but I wanted to put something on each of the little pages here. So let me do some decorating and I will be right back. But I am really liking the way that is sitting. And then we can flip the page whenever we want to see something different, to do, put a different picture on there, or we can make it into a calendar, or, whatever it is that you find a need for this little flip, for this photo flip. So let me do some decorating and I will be right back. All right, guys, it is finished. Here is my little picture frame flip. And it is finished. I have put some trim here at the bottom, cluster of flowers. I put a big old pink diamond there. It's an acrylic diamond, and this little cabochon that I got in a swap. I tucked in some pearls, and I put some bling here at the bottom of each of the pages. So this is the first one. This is the second one. I just put a couple of leaves on there. The third one I put a flower, still with the bling down at the bottom. And then on the last one, I didn't put anything. Yeah, I just left that one alone. All I did was put the bling at the bottom, and it is finished. It stands, it's nice and sturdy. And when we flip the, the pages here, it still stands. It doesn't topple over or anything. So it is finished, guys. I just love the way it turned out. And it is so quick to make. I mean, super fast. And in spite of the little mishap with the eyelets, I think it still turned out really nice. I think, you know, if I had left it long, you know, taller, you know, with the eyelets, it would have landed, you know, about right here. And the only thing I would have done was made the cluster of flowers smaller. But there you go, guys. Nice, easy, quick, and yeah. And you can put more pages in there if you're not gonna like decorate, or if your rings are larger, you can definitely put more pages in there. But yeah, how cute would that look as a calendar? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Y'all have a great day. Thanks a lot, guys.